Hello, critter protectors. Mr. Jim here, and welcome to Kids Animal Stories, a place where there's always a mystery and adventure around every single corner. If you love critters of all shapes and sizes, I need you on our Critter Protector team. Join our adventure as we learn about critters from around the world and in our backyards. Well, my friends, are you ready for today's adventure? Me too, let's go! On the last episode, we met two friends, Omari and Adu, the African painted dogs, and oh dear, they have just found themselves in a pretty precarious situation. Precarious is a big word for, holy smokes, there's a growling. Yes, there's some kind of growling happening in the tall grass where they were supposed to stay away from, but let's see what happens next. After Omari and Adu growled together, they stood as close to each other as possible and waited. After a while, all they heard was silence. How do you hear silence? Oh, they didn't hear anything. That's what that means. So they started to think that maybe they had actually scared that animal away. They were just about to start to run back to their pack away from the tall grass when they suddenly heard the loudest roar they had ever heard. Roar! The animal was a lioness, and she was ready to hunt. Holy smokes, time out a second. Yes, lionesses? Do you know what a lioness is? Yeah, it's a girl lion. They like to hunt pups when they left their pack because they're just an easy target. Oh dear, she was very hungry, was very eager to bring back dinner to her pride of lions.
Omari, it didn't work. I'm scared. We need to cry out for our parents,
said Adu. Omari didn't know what to do now. He was out of ideas. If a giant growl didn't work, he could never outrun a grown-up lioness. She was way bigger than them and would surely catch them. Suddenly, they heard the tall grass start to move, but there wasn't a wind on the plains that day. Oh no, the lioness must be moving closer to them. They could never outrun her now. Out of sheer panic, Adu let out the loudest cry in hopes that the pack would hear her. Her cry pierced through the air quickly. Omari started to slowly back out of the tall grass with Adu, but they suddenly felt the earth start to shake beneath them. Oh dear, was it an earthquake? Probably not. What if the lioness brought out her entire pack of lions? Oh no, they would be no match against a pride of lions. As the ground was shaking so hard, the pups could barely stand up. What's going on, Omari? Shouted Adu in a terrified, shaking voice.
I don't know. It almost feels like a stampede,
said Omari. Suddenly, through the tall grass, they saw the lioness jump out right over their heads and start to run away? What? Was she running away from something or? Oh, what's that? Omari and Adu turned towards the grass and suddenly saw a stampede of elephants coming straight towards them. This is like the worst day ever. Run! These elephants must have scared the lioness away.
Get out of the way!
Yelled Omari to Adu as they turned to run away from the charging elephants. They would be trampled in all of the confusion. The lioness must have scared the elephants and in turn made some kind of stampede. Omari and Adu began to run as fast as they could across the plains away from the elephants. It looked like hundreds of elephants were charging behind them.
What do we do?
Screamed Adu as they both kept running.
We need to get as far away from them as possible,
said Omari as they started to run east. If they headed east, they would be able to find their pack again, and they could help. They continued to run as fast as they could until they couldn't see any more elephants behind them and had finally made it back to their pack. They started to see familiar faces as they slowed down, and finally, as they came to a stop, they saw their entire pack in the plains in front of them. They were finally home.
Omari, I never want to leave our pack again,
said Adu. She was even mad that she had listened to Omari in the first place. Have you ever listened to a friend who got you in some trouble? How did it make you feel? Yeah, sometimes it's an important lesson to learn that you don't always have to listen to your friends, because sometimes your friends might want to make the wrong choice.
I'm sorry, Ada,
said Omari.
I just wanted to have fun today. I didn't mean to put us in danger. I feel really bad about it.
Adu knew that Omari didn't mean to get them in trouble, but today was a close call. She didn't want anything like that to ever happen again.
I forgive you, Omari,
but next time let's listen to what the pack says and stay close to them. That lioness would have never tried to gang up on our entire pack if we had stayed there. Omari agreed and apologized again. He sure learned his lesson that day. He didn't want to have any more adventures and see what life was like outside the pack, at least for now. He was meant to stay in the pack for a reason, and that was for safety. Adu also learned a valuable lesson today. She learned that if a friend tells you to do something, you don't have to agree with them. Don't follow them and just say no. Adu learned to make her own decisions, which helped her stay safe too. Wow, that may be the end of our adventure, but I'm really glad that Omari and Adu both learned some valuable lessons. Wow, that's a pretty cool life as an African painted dog, and I'm glad they are back safe and sound with their pack. The end. We'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsor. Hey friends, I want to say hello to some critter protectors. I want to say hey to Brayden from California, Carter from Maryland, Caleb and Emma from Michigan, Teddy from Pennsylvania, Evelyn from Illinois, Elias from California, and Evelyn from North Carolina. I'm so glad that you're all critter protectors. We definitely could not protect all the critters without you, my friends. Well, you have a super duper day, and I'll see you on our next adventure. Bye!